everyone, and welcome back to Hannah's Happy Home. In today's video, I'm going to be working on some decorating and house projects in our home. First, I'm shopping through Lowe's, getting everything that I need for those projects. Over the last 5 years, you have seen us shop at Lowe's so many times as we've renovated 4 different houses. Lowe's has just always been one of our go-to places and one of our top favorite stores. It's exciting to say that Lowe's is sponsoring today's video, so thank you to them. We have shopped in stores so much, and today I'm taking you along on today's shopping trip. But we don't just shop in store, we also order on Lowes.com with free shipping. We've just tried out everything over the years and always have a great experience. I'm going to have the items from today's video linked so you can go and shop everything on Lowes.com. Those paint cans that I was showing you is one of the top paints that I would suggest that you purchase at Lowe's or on Lowes.com. You can order that paint on their website. I'll have it linked down below. I was getting it mixed in agreeable gray, and while that was getting mixed, I was grabbing my shiplap boards. We've used these several different times from Lowe's, and I'm grabbing the MDF boards today. So I'll finish my shopping and then we'll head back home. I'll do a haul of everything that I got from Lowe's, and then we'll start working on these projects and the decorating. Good morning, everyone. So I am back home, and today we are going to start working on these house projects and the decorating. Starting off here in our dining room, I'm going to be installing a new chandelier, adding a new tree to the corner with a pot, and I'll also give you some tips and ideas for how you can elevate your potted indoor tree. And then we're going to move on and work on a few other projects as well. So first off, I do want to do a quick Lowe's haul. I ordered some of these items online, and then some of them I purchased in store. First off, we were needing a new paint kit, and this is a great one. It's got everything that you need. We'll be using all of this on that painting project later on in the video. Lowe's has these cobalt toolboxes. I love the pink and the purple. If you girls want to get yourself a little toolbox to keep in the house for the projects that you're working on, definitely check these out. You can get them in some cute colors. Grab some light bulb options for the new chandelier, and then also some knobs for in the kitchen. And then I had ordered this Allen & Roth planter online and was going to put it here in the corner in the dining room, but the size is just a little bit too large. I really do love the planter though. But I love the look of this one as well, all of the texture that it has. This is also an Allen & Roth planter, and this one does have the option to self-water as well if you're putting a live plant in here. And then in this box is the new chandelier that I ordered on Lowes.com. And then the last thing I got was a gallon of paint, and this is in the color Agreeable Gray by Sherwin-Williams. If you're looking for a really good high quality paint and primer in one, this is going to be one of your top options at Lowe's. Such an amazing paint. You only have to use one coat. It repels stains, resists scuff marks and scratches. And I also did get those shiplap boards. Those are still out on the carport, but we'll be doing that project with the shiplap later on in the video, so stay tuned for that. The first thing I'm going to do before we install the new chandelier is to add a new faux tree to this corner. This faux tree is the same tree that we have in the living room, except this one is the 8-foot size, and our ceilings are 8 foot. But I know from past experience, don't be intimidated by a faux tree that says it's the same height as your ceiling, because it will probably be fine. They are usually measuring from like the very tippy top leaf, and so this one did end up being a perfect fit for this corner. I do have quite a few real plants in my home, but when it comes to trees, I usually just add faux trees to my home. They're definitely a lot easier to keep alive. So the first step in elevating your faux tree or your real tree is to put it in a beautiful decorative pot and make sure it's the right size pot for the space. Maybe go a little bit larger than what you think. If you are putting a shorter tree in your space, you may want to elevate it in your pot just to give the illusion of a taller tree. You could just put a little box in the bottom of the pot, some pieces of cardboard. It doesn't matter what you put down in there because we are going to be covering it up. Okay, so this is looking beautiful already. I love this tree here in the corner. We are going to add some filler and then add moss on top, and then also some little battery operated lights to shine up on the tree just to give a cozy glow at night. Okay, so I measured the exact width of the pot, and then I cut this cardboard, cut a hole in the middle for the tree, and then I cut it on this side. That way I can slide the cardboard around the tree. And now we just have to cut a circle. That way this can sit right at the top of the pot, and then we can put our moss on top of this cardboard. Okay, so we've got our cardboard just inside the pot. So you're just going to place your moss around here on top. I'm trying to keep this in chunks and not pull it apart too much. And adding the filler like that ensures that you don't have to buy so much moss, because it can be pricey to buy moss like this. This way we only used maybe 3/4 of the bag, but you could have gotten away with only a half bag if you would have brought that cardboard up a little bit higher. So yeah, I just think that's such an awesome idea. And now our tree looks a little more elevated, and we are going to elevate it even more and go and grab those little battery operated lights. Now these little lights are like a puck light, and I'm either going to add 1 or 2 and kind of hide them down in the moss. We'll see what it looks like, but I think it's just going to really create this cozy glow over here in the corner. Some people add little string lights in their tree to give a cozy glow at night, but if you add the puck lights instead, then you don't have to have all of those string lights in your tree. Okay, so I just had a lunch break, made myself this delicious iced coffee. I've been making these the last couple of days, and it's like a healthier mocha. So in my cup, I'll put maple syrup and cocoa powder, pour the 2 shots of espresso over that, and then add a ton of ice and milk. It is so good. The next thing I'm going to do is to hang up this new light fixture, but first I have to take down the old light fixture. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one. I might put it somewhere else in the house, or I could turn it into a plug-in lamp and hang it in a corner, like make a little reading nook or something. Excited to see what the new light fixture is going to look like here. I think it's going to look a lot more sophisticated. It's got the nice clean lines and will just be a beautiful touch to this dining room. Okay, so now it's time to unbox this chandelier that I ordered from Lowe's.com, and the brand of this chandelier is Kichler. So they've got it in a couple of different sizes. They have a 5 light option, 6 light, 8, or 12. I chose the 6 light option. I think that's going to be the perfect size for this space. I'll get this out of the box, piece it together, and then we will start the installation. The light fixture is now installed thanks to Jalen's help, and originally we were going to use this longer extender, but we ended up using the shorter one, and I think it turned out to be the perfect height. If we would have used the longer one, it definitely would have been a little bit too long. I'm just going to add 40-watt light bulbs. That way it's not too bright. These are the Relax LED Comfortable Soft White Lights. I did get these at Lowe's. I usually try to get either a soft white or a warm white if I'm trying to go for cozy lighting. So like I said, you can shop everything from this video down below in the description box. So I will link the light fixture. You can get it in several different sizes. Both of those pots that I found at Lowe's, I really love. We'll have them linked down below. That one does come in 3 different sizes. Also, the tree will be linked. That paint that I would highly recommend, the painting kit, just everything that you've seen from this video, I will link it. I know sometimes I forget to add links, but I will try to remember everything in this video. Stay tuned, we're going to be starting on that shiplap project here in just a couple of minutes. Okay, so this dining room refresh is complete. I'm loving the new light fixture, the new tree and pot in the corner. I got everything clean, dusted all the surfaces, cleaned the window, and now there's one more thing that I would love to do in this dining room before the end of the year, and that is to update this cabinet area. I would like to put these cabinets in my office and then get something larger to put here that could store more items because we homeschool in this room, the boys color in here and do crafts. We store games in here, so we are needing a bit more storage. We shall see what I can come up with, but stay tuned for that in the future. Sorry about the lighting. We are having a storm rolling in right now. It's thundering outside, it's getting windy, we've got some rain clouds rolling in. Okay, welcome to my kitchen and to the corner of my kitchen over here. I have this little skinny cabinet beside the fridge, and this has been missing the top knob for literally years. So the other week I took off the second knob and took it into Lowe's with me to hopefully find one that would match, because I did originally get these at Lowe's, but I couldn't find these exact knobs anymore. I got 5 new knobs for this cabinet, and we finally won't have a missing knob anymore. This is a project I've been wanting to do forever, just kept putting it off, so going to stick these on here really quickly. Good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to work at adding vertical shiplap to our little nook that we have in the hallway. I had previously painted the back wall of that nook a dark gray color. I just wasn't loving it anymore, and it will be easy to fix. It was just paint. It wasn't like it was anything major. We also have that color on our front doors, which are right beside this hallway, and it was just too much gray. I want to do just more of a subtle accent wall in this area, so I decided to add vertical shiplap because that is what we have in 2 other areas of our home. We added vertical shiplap in my coffee corner. We painted that agreeable gray, the same color as the walls in the rest of the house, so it's just a nice subtle accent, and we love how that turned out. We also have vertical shiplap as an accent wall in one of our bathrooms, so it will kind of flow with the rest of the house. And like I said, I'll be painting it the same color as the wall, just so that it kind of still blends in, but you still have that subtle accent behind the pictures. And I will still be keeping this as our gallery wall, but I want to switch to like peel and stick frames. The lower frames in this area have been knocked down several times, and 2 of the frames are missing glass. So I'm just going to switch to a different type of frame and also do even more frames and just fill this area with pictures from our family vacation. So the first step was to remove everything from the area. I took down the picture frames, I took the screws out of the wall, removed the picture light, and then I also popped the trim off the floor. When you're doing a vertical shiplap, it's really nice to pop off that trim, and then you can have the shiplap go all the way to the floor and then reattach your trim onto the shiplap. Now this is just an MDF shiplap from Lowe's. You can either get the pine shiplap or the MDF. If you're doing this in a bathroom, it's preferable to do real wood shiplap, but since I don't have to worry about moisture in this area, we can just do MDF. It's definitely a lot easier. So after everything is removed, then I'll get the measurements. I'll be measuring from the floor to the ceiling to see how long our board should be. Okay, so I cut all of my boards and now I'm going to start attaching them to this wall. This is an older home, so our walls and ceilings are definitely not level. So for this first board, it's flush with the wall here in the middle, but then you've got a gap at the top and then a gap at the bottom. So we are going to be doing caulking in the end. I'll also be filling in the nail holes. We'll have to let all of that dry and then we can paint. But these shiplap boards are always really easy to work with. Once you get the first one attached to the wall, then the rest does go pretty quickly. I ended up using 12 boards plus a little quarter piece. Of course, always when you get to the end, you have to cut a tiny piece, it seems like. But we really love how this turned out. We walk past this area every day, and so just walking past that really dark color, we just weren't loving it after a while, and we wanted it to be more subtle. This is a really small hallway, very narrow, and so the dark just wasn't working. This is perfect, and now we can fill this space with family photos. So Jalen helped me add this small board here at the top to trim it out, and now he's caulking around the edges, and then he's also going to put that into these nail holes as well. And then we'll let that dry and I'll paint tomorrow. This is the perfect little painting kit to grab, only $12.97, and it has everything that you need. Was really impressed with the paintbrush, the roller, just a great little kit. I'll put the link to it down below. But now I am working at painting the shiplap, and I always do this to myself. I don't paint the edges of the shiplap ahead of time. I think, oh, I'll just wait until after it's installed and then I can brush the cracks. But that is very difficult to do. I would recommend just painting the edges before you install. Even though it's going to take extra time, you're going to spend that extra time trying to get the paint in these cracks anyway. But once I got all of the paint in the cracks, then I could roll on the rest of the paint, and that of course went very quickly. And like I said, I'll put the link to this paint down below. You can order it online, and it's in the color Agreeable Gray by Sherwin-Williams, which is the paint color in our entire house. I get asked that question all the time. We've been so happy with this color over the years. Absolutely love it. It looks great in every room of our home. And I not only was going to paint this shiplap, but also the two walls on either side of this nook, because I had tried to touch the paint up on these walls the other month, and you can see where I tried to touch up the paint. So I just took the roller and repainted both of these walls, and then also there was a small wall in our bedroom that I had to repaint as well. Now this nook area is complete. Let me know what you think of it down below. Also let me know what you think of the dining room. Stay tuned. In a future video here in about 2 weeks, we will add family photos to this area. Thank you each so much for watching today's house projects and decorating video. I hope that it gave you some inspiration and some ideas. Thank you to Lowe's for sponsoring today's video, and I'll see you next week on Tuesday with a new video. Bye!